This is CSU-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the Thunderbolt. Thunderbolts win at 34-12. Let's go down to the field and Joe Cervi.
All right, down here with head coach John Wristen. Talk about going 1-0 each week. In Packtober now, you've gone 1-0 each week for 4 weeks now. Great victory.
Yeah, a great team victory. It wasn't always pretty, but we found a way to get going in the third quarter a little bit, and we had some missed opportunities first half, but we're 1-0, so and we beat a red letter game in Chadron, so I'm fired up for it.
You know, they like to make things ugly, muddy the waters, and that first half was just kind of a slugfest, feeling things out, just trying to figure out what was going on. What adjustments did you make in the second half? Obviously, the air raid came down from wherever, and it is now pack is vertical.
Well, it was one of those things that we knew we were going to have trouble moving the inside a little bit, so we thought we could get vertical on him. When we did, we had a couple big plays happening. We had a couple big plays that were missed, that were overthrown. We had some opportunities, but we just came back and stayed with it. You know, I think guys were trying to press when it wasn't going good. We just tried to calm everybody down and play pack football.
We're going to talk a couple players. You know, Hunter Raquet, he's 4-0 as a starter now that Packtober's been his month. Talk about the player, your quarterback.
You know, he overcame some adversity right there, but his best play of the game was he made a tackle on the interception, and they missed the field goal, so we held him to 0. So I'm proud of his attitude and effort and what he's done. So you couldn't ask for a better player.
And then talk about Andrew Cook. 4 touchdown catches in a game, I believe, is a pack record.
That's unbelievable. I didn't realize he had 4. I was trying to get everything going, but hey, that's awesome.
All right, well, quick look ahead to next week.
We're 1-0. We got 24 hours, and we get to go play a good Colorado Mesa team.
All right, thanks, Coach. Jim, I'm going to bring in Hunter Raquet, the senior quarterback from Coach Wristen said his best play of the game. He threw 4 touchdown passes, ran for 1. We said your best play was a tackle on an interception.
Yeah, I know. I don't really like throwing interceptions, but I got to do what I got to do for my team. I made a mistake, but I'm not going to give up on the play at all. Not with these guys. That
first half was just muddied. You've never played Chadron before. That's kind of what they do. Make things ugly, make you feel a little uncomfortable. There was a lot of penalties. It just seemed lackadaisical. But the second half, the vertical game came alive.
Oh, definitely. A lot of credit to Chadron because, yeah, the first half that was not the way we wanted to play. We had a great week of practice, but they did some stuff like you just said. But second half had to rally the team and showed what we can do.
You seem to develop a game day chemistry with a certain receiver. One day it's Nigel, one day it's Max, and all the days it's Cookie. Tell me about what the connection was today.
Obviously, it's hard to guard Cookie, but a lot of credit to the other receivers too. We practice every day after practice. Building, just like you said, building team chemistry, and I feel like that triumphs anything any defense will ever play, just with our chemistry.
So Coach likes to say you go 1-0 each week. You've been 1-0 for 4 weeks in a row as the starter. Now you get to go to Mesa. And have your teammates talked to you about going over to Grand Junction at all?
Yeah, no, they've been telling me it's a long bus ride, but I'm excited to play them and keep the same energy we're doing right now. 1-0 every week.
All right, congratulations.
All right, thanks, Joe. We lost Joe right there at the end, but that's all right. That wireless, if you're not pointed just right, we lose the reception at times. But we got it all in there. Got the interview with Hunter Raquet, the star of the game, as well. We wanted to get Andrew Cook as well. He was hanging around down there. Then he made a beeline for the locker room. He didn't want to talk on the radio, evidently, so that's all right. Come back after this timeout. We'll have a lot of highlights coming up for you as Benny Bash has compiled them for you. We'll get to those next here on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is CSU-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the Thunderbolt. Thunderbolts win the ball game 34-12. Without further ado, let's get right to the highlights of today's ball game. Thunderbolts missed a field goal early on in this ball game, just weren't taking advantage of their opportunities. Chadron State got a fumble recovery, set them up for this early touchdown. Play action, going to roll the sprint to the right. Pass is caught and spinning, touchdown. Breaking the tackle there beautifully. Grant Swenson, he was hit at about the 3, but spun it on into the end zone. The extra point was blocked. So at that point in the game, it was 6-0. Thunderbolts, though, would come back on their next possession, and this was a wild play. Trips to the right, single wide out left. Straight drop back by Raquet. Here comes pressure off the edge, steps up, fires to the goal line. Touchdown! No, it's knocked away at the end, or is it a touch? Now flag comes down. It is a touchdown to Max Fine as he had the ball, Joe, and then the defensive back punched the ball out of there. That was wild. And indeed, it wasn't Fine. It was Andrew Cook on the touchdown grab there at the goal line. The reason the play was wild, did you hear on the call there, folks? Raquet threaded the needle into Cook, and then the defender reached in and punched the ball out, so the ball came loose. So you weren't sure that he had possession right away. Then you were wondering if it was going to be an interference, what was going on the play. It wasn't until we watched the replay. You could see Cook secure the ball, and he was more or less kind of holding it out, showing that he had made the catch, and then the defender, Bobby Peel, reached in and punched it out of his hands. Thunderwolves missed the extra point. It was 6-6 at that point. Then one of the key moments of the game took place here on defense for Chadron State. So ball at the 35-yard line for the Pack. Straight drop back, fire left, intercepted. Going to be a pick six up the sideline, inside the 15, 10, 5, and Raquet somehow able to haul him down at the 3-yard line, saving the touchdown. But jumping the route that time was Bobby Peel. We kind of picked on him here in this first half. And indeed, you heard John Wristen and Joe Cervi talk about the play that saved the game was Raquet hustling over to make the stop, preventing it from being a pick six, stopped him at the 3-yard line. Thunderwolves would stop him on 3 plays, and then they had a high snap, and they would miss the field goal. So it was 6-6 as we went into the locker room. Thunderwolves came out in the second half, and their defense took over. Here comes pressure. That's got to be a hold. He just tackled him. They don't throw the flag. They go up the sideline, intercepted by the Thunderwolves. It works out for him. Back the other way, across midfield, across the 40, up the sideline. Great play by the Thunderwolves. Daniel Bone on the interception. That's karma working for you, Joe, when the official ignores the holding call, but you get the interception.
Yeah, the Pack has a bone to pick with that play right there.
And Bone setting up the Thunderwolves. And this turned out, Thunderwolves looked like the possession was going to blow up in their face. They faced a 3rd down and 19. So 2nd and 19. Max pressure here. They're going to roll the pocket left. Raquet going to set. Fires back across the formation to the corner. Cook! Touchdown! Cook! Took a long time to develop, but Cook runs it down.
He went here to there in record time, put his hand in the cookie jar.
And it was 2nd down. I beg your pardon there. 2nd down and 19. 2nd and long, any way you slice it, but the Thunderwolves get the score to take the lead at 13-6. Well, it was a Cook kind of day, and he wasn't finished. Man in motion is Lucky to the tight end. Resets on the right side. They fake it to Baca. They roll left. And now Raquet fires back across the grain. Touchdown! Cook! Kind of a sidearm sling job there by Raquet to find Cook in the end zone. The extra point was good. Made it 20-6. Thunderwolves weren't done as they went vertical. Sometimes might break it. Raquet going down the middle. Wide open is Cook. He's got it at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. The big strike.
We'll call this Air Raid South.
As the Thunderwolves definitely hitting some big, long strikes in this ball game. It was exciting. The extra point was good. Made it 27-6 at that point. Thunderwolves then gave up a couple field goals. It was 27-12 when Hunter Raquet decided to take matters into his own hands. Makes the snap. Play action. Going to roll the pocket left. Raquet trying to sprint to the edge. He's got the touchdown. Good speed there by Hunter Raquet. He just outraced the defense to the pylon for the touchdown.
First down? No. Touchdown? Yep.
And the extra point was good, finalizing the scoring. Thunderwolves win the ball game 34-12. Back with our numbers right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is CSU-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the Pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the Thunderbolt. And Joe, you know, it's a kid's game, isn't it? You look out here on the field, we got a young player out on the field. He must be one of the sons of one of the Chadron State coaches or whatever. He's out there and he's in full regalia. He's in his uniform. He's got a Chadron State hat on or helmet. and he acted like he just scored in the end zone down on the other end. That's kind of cool.
That's the way you do it. That's what football's all about.
Getting ready for his day in the sun. Maybe could be a future Eagle, maybe in about 15 years from now. It looks like he's probably 5 or 6 years old. That's kind of cool to see out here. Let's look at the numbers from today's ball game. Thunderwolves with 19 first downs. Chadron State with 15. Thunderwolves with 110 rushing, 333 on the ground, 443 yards total offense on 63 plays. And Joe, average play?
7 yards plus per play offensively.
That's big. Chadron State 75 on the ground, 159 through the air, 234. They ran 72 plays from scrimmage. Some of the other numbers in the game. Penalties, Thunderwolves penalized 11 times, 105 yards. That's still not good, is it? 8 penalties for 80 for Chadron State. Time of possession today, Chadron 32-20, Thunderwolves 27-40. Thunderwolves on third down today, 6 of 13. Chadron State 7 of 18. And really in the second half, they just didn't get it done on third down. First half, they weren't bad, if I remember. Like
50%.
4 for 7 or something
50%.
like that in the first half. So only 3 for 11 there in the second half. Thunderwolves 3 for 3 in the red zone. Chadron State was 3 for 4. Some of the individual numbers today on the ground. Bacher 12 carries for 55. Jones 5 for 18. Raquet 14 for 17 net. You've got to factor in 36 yards lost on the sack yardage. Martinez 2 of 12 for running the football. Starks 18 carries for 61. Cox 7 for 20. B. Miller 7 for 9. Passing today, Raquet 17 of 27, 1 pick, 333 yards, 4 touchdowns. He was sacked today 5 times. B. Miller 23 of 35, 1 pick, 148 yards, did throw the 1 touchdown. He was sacked once, but he was under heavy pressure that second half. Max Fine 7 for 146. Cook ends up 5 for 159, 4 touchdowns, including the 63-yarder. McGarity 2 for 13, Hodges 1 for 11. Swenson's 9 for 70 in the touchdown for Chadron. Thomas 4 for 20. Hereford 3 for 35. Abercrombie 3 for 18. Defensive numbers, McClellan had 8 tackles, Botts with 8, Conalog with 7, Nushi with 6. O'Connor, what a player he was. He might have been the best defensive player on the field today. Chadron State's Eagle had 10 total tackles, 3.5 sacks. He was a menace. Brendan Bramer had 8, Guile with 6, Bobby Peel with 4. Final score, Thunderwolves win it 34-12. Come back, give you a scoreboard, talk about today's game. Look forward to next week. That all comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is CSU-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the Thunderbolt. Thunderwolves win the ball game 34-12. Let's look at other scores from around the country today. In the conference, Colorado Mines, they won today over Black Hill State 38-0. South Dakota Mines defeated Fort Lewis 65-20. The other game was Western Colorado going down to Las Vegas, New Mexico today and winning 30-13. They keep their postseason dream alive, does Western Colorado. They have a date with Mines a little bit later in the season. That could be their Waterloo. Adams State is hosting Mesa later on tonight. Some of the other Division II finals today, we'll kind of scroll through them here. I didn't do my job today and write them all down, but Pitt State, they win over Missouri Western. Ouachita Baptist, they defeat Southern Arkansas 63-31. Ouachita, the third-ranked team in the country. Northwest Missouri 36-3 over Northeastern State. We're giving you scores of ranked teams in action today. Kearney today defeated Lincoln 66-17, so it's not all disaster for Nebraska schools. Grand Valley State, the newly minted #1 team in the country, defeats Northern Michigan. They plastered them 56-3. Slippery Rock, they defeat California 42-24. That's California of Pennsylvania, of course. Benedict, the winner over Morehouse. Newberry defeats Lenore Ryan 38-19. That was a battle of ranked teams. Newberry was 21st. Lenore Ryan was 19th. IUP defeats Seton Hill. There was one other I was trying to look for. Minnesota Duluth loses to Bemidji State 41-16. But we talked about Minnesota State earlier in the day, maybe on their last stand. Well, they went into Augustana today. It was the 14th ranked team in the country. They proved they're not dead. They defeat them 35-14 was the final there. The other final I was looking for, Ferris State, after losing last week, they do come back today and defeat Michigan State. They were behind in this game at one point, 21-10, but they come back and win it 20-10, I think, at one point. They come back and win it 28-20. Game we'll be keeping an eye on tonight is Angelo State. They play host to Texas A&M Kingsville. That's a battle for the lead in the Lone Star Conference. And if you're still friends with Hunter Hughes and want to follow him, they play Central Washington tonight in Washington, I believe. West Florida leads early over Mississippi College 24-10. On the big boys side of the house, it's starting to get a little interesting late. Texas and Oklahoma State, they're tied 34 apiece. 8 minutes to go in that ball game. Mississippi State and Alabama just getting underway. Cincinnati come from behind win over SMU today, 29-27. Clemson, another come from behind win. They score 17 in the fourth quarter to defeat Syracuse 27-21. Ohio State thrashes Iowa 54-10. Game not as close as that score might indicate. Tennessee over Tennessee Martin 65-24. Wake Forest over Boston College 43-15. Tulane over Memphis 38-28. LSU, big win today. They ruined the undefeated season of Ole Miss. They defeat them 45-20. They outscore Ole Miss 28-0 in the second half of that game today. Oregon defeats UCLA, first loss of the year for the Bruins, 45-30 the final there. Penn State and Minnesota a little bit later tonight, as is TCU and K-State. Joe, we got some scores from in the State Dome. I know Air Force is in action tonight against Boise State. That game up at the Academy. CSU is in action today. How are they doing?
They play tonight against Hawaii.
It's a night game?
In Fort Collins.
No, I don't think so, Joe. I got it right here. They won.
Oh, I thought it was a 5 o'clock start.
No, they won. Good, happy joy in Ramville, 17-13. They were down 13-3 at halftime. They outscore Hawaii 14-0 in the second half. They win it 17-13.
Go Rams.
So there you go. You didn't even stress it.
Maybe that's why.
You didn't even have to stress it out during the day, and the Rams find a way to win it. Northern Colorado, they got thrashed today by UC Davis 58-10. And then I know you're waited with bated breath. How did the Beefaloes do today? Do you got that one?
No, I think they play
tonight. No, I thought they played this afternoon. Let's see. Let's go. Let's look. No, it is a night game. They're at Oregon State. All right. Maybe that's a game you had confused with being a night game. All right. That's it for the scoreboard. Let's recap and put our finishing touches on this game. It didn't look pretty in that first half. Thunderbolts were tied 6-6 at halftime, but they found a way to get it going in the second half.
Quietly, Hunter Raquet is having a senior year he's played 4 games, and they're 4-0, and he's throwing the ball all over the yard. Andrew Cook can't weigh 150 pounds with all his gear on. Sets a school record today. I don't know if that's official. That's what I was told, but I didn't trust the source that I was told it with. Sorry. But I do like this team right now. They're trending in the right way, and they're playing. Again, we talked about it Wednesday. Fort Lewis was terrible. Then Adams State was a little bit better. Then Highlands was a little bit better. Then this was easily the best team they've seen this month, and yet they win 35-12.
And now they have a chance to run the table, go 5-0 in Packtober next week as we're on the road in Grand Junction. Kind of a sneaky little trap game, isn't it, going in there to take on Mesa. Mesa's having just not a very good year at all, but you know they're going to be geeked up. Of course, Miles is the head coach there now. Tanner Draper's an assistant. They're going to be laying in the woods trying to spoil the Thunderwolves season next week.
Well, it's no secret. These two schools, teams, institutions, sides of the state hate each other in a good way.
Exactly.
So let's, I love when Mesa's good because CSU-Pueblo brings their best. I have a feeling tonight or next week that is going to be a fantastic football game.
And we look forward to it. We'll bring it to you. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff next week, an hour earlier than we have been going here of late. So 1 o'clock kickoff, 12:30 with the pregame show from Grand Junction. Reminder, also have the John Wristen Show. It comes your way on Wednesday night, each and every Wednesday night from Thunder Zone Pizza and Tap House. Join us for that here on Fox Sports Pueblo, 6 to 7 o'clock over there at the Thunder Zone. I'm going to head there right now, Joe, and have my usual little spot at the bar and have a nice frosty cold one because I think I've earned it.
I think you have too, and I'm proud of you.
Okay, I might
keeping with traditions.
I might have some naked wings as well. But Benny Bash has been our producer and engineer today of Thunderwolves football. You don't hear Benny anymore over there on KBPI. He's been bumped up the food chain there at iHeart. And keep track. Just kind of follow Benny's social media pages. He's something in the offing, a major announcement coming in the days and weeks to come. He's over there. He's become country, Joe. He's turned in his rock star outfit for some boots. Going back to his country roots.
You got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. He'll be over there. And just stay tuned for that major announcement. All right, we thank Benny for all of his hard work today. Andres Madrid is the sports information dude here at CSU-Pueblo. We thank him for his hard work. And, of course, Paul Plinsky is the athletic director. Special thanks to John Wristen and the rest of the coaching staff here at CSU-Pueblo. My partner is Joe Cervi. My name is Jim Brooks. Reminding you one final time today, Thunderwolves win the ball game 34-12. Until we talk to you Wednesday night from the Thunder Zone and then again next Saturday from Grand Junction, good afternoon from the Thunder Bowl.
This has been CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Catch all the action all season long right here on the home for all things CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves athletics. Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.